Welcome back to Inside UCL. We're heading into Matchday 4, and with the stakes higher than ever, every match counts. In this video, we're breaking down what you need to watch out for in each game, from key players to potential turning points that could decide the fate of each team. As we did in the other video, check it out on our page if you are yet to watch it. Let's dive right in and get you ready for all the action. Club Brugge vs Aston Villa. Champions League leaders Aston Villa travel to face Club Brugge after defeating Bologna by 2-0 at Villa Park. Second half goals from John McGinn and John Duran lifted the home side to a third win in as many games, and resolute defending earned them a third consecutive clean sheet. Unai Emery's side will not be resting on their laurels though. He wants us to keep raising the bar every game. He always challenges us during the game, midfielder Youri Tielemans said after the game. Club Brugge were pegged back by Milan after their matchday to win over Sturm Graz, but manager Nicky Hayden took some positives from the 3-1 defeat, until it became 2-1. We played well, but then our energy ran out. Returning to the Jam Bridal Stadium after 2 games on the road, will the home crowd add the necessary zip to the Belgian side? Aston Villa have only won one of their 4 encounters with Belgian sides in UEFA competitions, beating Anderlecht on their way to European Cup glory in 1982. Shakhtar Donetsk vs Young Boys. Shakhtar remain on a single point after a narrow loss at the Emirates, but the Ukrainian side are taking encouragement from a positive showing. Forward Georgi Sudakov believes they deserve to score at least once, while his coach Marino Puzic was very proud of the performance. While Shakhtar are winless, their matchday for opponents Young Boys are yet to tally a point. After heavy defeats to Aston Villa and Barcelona, the Swiss side provided sterner opposition against Inter, who scraped a 1-0 win. Despite their defensive improvement, Young Boys are yet to find the answer to their attacking woes. Alongside Shakhtar, the Swiss champions are one of 4 teams who have failed to score through 3 games. Interim manager Jules Magnin lamented the frail finishing on display against Inter, saying, "We had 19 shots but only 2 on target. That's not enough." Shakhtar have won 8 of their 11 encounters with Swiss sides in UEFA competitions, including a win over Young Boys in 2016. Sparta Praha vs Brest. Sparta Praha suffered the first defeat of their campaign as they fell 5-0 to Man City. The Chechen side sit 21st, but remain upbeat despite the heavy defeat. Coach Lars Friese called Man City the best team in the world, and praised his side for the way they competed with them in the first half, which ended 1-0. Champions League newcomers Brest have made a strong impression in the Champions League, placed 5th after an undefeated start to the league phase. A draw with Bundesliga holders Leverkusen extended that run last time out and added to the growing reputation of the French side. "We're not scared of anyone, it is our responsibility to show our teeth," said midfielder Hugo Magnetti. Sparta Praha have won just 2 of their 15 meetings with French sides in UEFA competitions, their last victory coming against Toulouse in 2007. Bayern München vs Benfica. Former Bayern marksman Robert Lewandowski was on target as Barcelona handed Vincent Kompany's side their 2nd straight Champions League loss. "We have to go away and learn from this," resolved Harry Kane, scorer of Bayern's only goal during the 4-1 defeat. Despite only tallying 3 points, the stats paint a more positive picture for the German side, who ranked 2nd for possession 63%, joined 2nd for goals scored 10, and 4th for passing accuracy 90.3%. Matchday for opponents Benfica suffered their first setback of the campaign, losing 3-1 to Feyenoord after wins over Atleti and Crvena Zvezda. "The thing to regret is the way we conceded the goals," said coach Bruno Lage, who was otherwise pleased with his team's performance. Bayern are undefeated against Benfica in all 10 of their UEFA competition meetings, 7 wins, 3 draws. Inter vs Arsenal. Inter returned to the Stadio San Siro with their unbeaten record intact after defeating Young Boys 1-0 in Bern. Marcus Thuram struck in stoppage time to snatch the win, leading Simone Inzaghi to hail the character of his side. "The team believed until the end and we managed to win it as a result." Arsenal travel to Milan after a 1-0 home win over Shakhtar, with longtime fans carrying fond memories of their last European meeting with Inter. The London club emerged 5-1 victors at the Stadio San Siro in November 2003 and have a strong record against Italian sides in UEFA competitions, losing just 8 of 36 encounters. Manager Mikel Arteta will hardly be complacent though, having voiced his admiration for Inzaghi in the past. What Inter have done in recent seasons is nothing short of extraordinary, the 42-year-old has said. The last and only UEFA competition meetings between Arsenal and Inter came in the 2003-2004 Champions League group stages, with each side claiming an away win. Feyenoord vs Salzburg. Feyenoord made it back-to-back wins with a 3-1 victory over Benfica in Lisbon. Beaten just once in the Dutch First Division, but 8 points and 3 places behind league leaders PSV, the Rotterdam club had less possession and fewer attempts and attacks than their Portuguese opponents. Though they compensated with clinical finishing, 19-year-old forward Antony Milambo striking twice to move joined third in the competition's scoring charts. "We scored some really beautiful goals," said coach Brian Prisk. Salzburg's start to the campaign has been less encouraging. The Austrian side are without a point and yet to score while conceding 9, including 2 in their most recent defeat to GNK Dynamo. "It is clear that we have to improve," said coach Pep Lijnders, who was appointed in July. Crvena Zvezda vs Barcelona. Barcelona traveled to Belgrade with a spring in their step after following up their 4-1 win over Bayern in the Champions League with a 4-0 victory over historic rivals Real Madrid in La Liga. "How we created the chances and also how we finished them was unbelievable," said coach Hansi Flick, who has taken them top in La Liga in his first season in charge. Their opponents are one of 6 sides without a point in the league phase, and there were little signs of tides turning during the 5-1 loss to Monaco on Matchday 3. "We played a dominant team in every aspect. We had to constantly find solutions, but we didn't manage to do it," said coach Vladan Milojevic. All 4 of the previous European meetings between Crvena Zvezda and Barcelona came in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, with the Catalan club winning 3 and drawing 1. Paris Saint-Germain vs Atletico de Madrid. The Parc des Princes is the stage for the first Champions League meeting between Paris and Atleti, with both sides looking to improve on Nick's starts to the campaign. The hosts came from behind to draw 1-1 against PSV in their last game, but coach Luis Enrique was left unsatisfied. "We are hurting, because we deserved a better result," the 54-year-old said. Diego Simeone's Atleti will have a similarly bitter feeling about their campaign, suffering their second straight loss at home against Lille as they struggled to convert their chances. "In the Champions League you pay for not taking your chances," said Julian Alvarez, who scored his first Champions League goal for his new club during the 3-1 defeat. Atleti's loss to Lille was only their second against a French side in UEFA competitions, having won 9 and drawn a further 5. Stuttgart vs Atalanta. Stuttgart are growing in confidence on their return to the Champions League, taking 3 points against Juventus in Turin after earning their first points against Sparta Praha. "Playing in the Champions League is great, but it's a new situation for players, so we have to take it game by game," said coach Sebastian Hoeneß after the dramatic 1-0 win. Matchday for opponents. Atalanta are one of 5 teams yet to concede in the league phase, and the Italian side boast an undefeated record of 1 win and 2 draws as they travel to Germany. They were kept at bay by Celtic in their last fixture, with coach Gianpiero Gasperini feeling his attacking talents were not in full flow. "When all our attackers are at their best, we will be a more complete team," the Europa League winning coach said. Further ahead, on Matchday 5, Liverpool and Real Madrid meet at Anfield after clashing in the 2018 and 2022 Champions League finals. The Spanish club won on both occasions. German champions Leverkusen face Italian champions Inter in Germany. Bayern host Paris in a rematch of the 2020 Champions League final, which the German side won by a 0-0.